Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do, it is going to be a whole lot of speed reviews. I am going to be following up from a couple different Sephora hauls that I have done, also just some makeup purchases in general, and then a few PR products are thrown in here as well. This is my makeup monthly. I did not do one for May, so I have some products in here that are a little bit older, but it is going to be my makeup monthly for June, where I rank all of the products that I've been trying from least favorite to top favorite. And I do have quite a few book favorites in here as well that I include in this monthly series. So we got a lot to get through. Let's go ahead and get started. So today I'm just wearing white shorts. I have on my pink slippers. Don't judge, I love slippers, okay? And then this top here, off the shoulder top. I just finished filming a video that should already be up on my channel, and I filmed a try to get ready with me on this look right here, and I did do a check-in on my health. I've been struggling with some health problems recently, so I did an update video after all of my tests have come in, and I had to follow up with my doctor, and I have a treatment plan, so that video is already up on my channel. I am doing a bit of pre-filming because I am going on vacation to San Diego, so I'm not exactly sure when this video is going up, but I'm just trying to film a bunch of videos so I can take some time off. But like I said, we definitely have a lot to get through in this video. I do have 11 products. I'm going to be ranking from my least favorite to my top favorite. I do have some eyeshadow palettes that I've been trying for the past few months, but I do a video every month on my channel where I rank all of the eyeshadow palettes that I've tried in that past month. So some of the palettes that I would have mentioned in here, I actually mentioned in May's video, and then June's video will be going up very shortly. I'm still filming this while it is still June, so that video will be going up shortly on my channel though, but that's why you're not seeing any eyeshadow palettes in here. Like I said, I filmed this look, so that get ready with me will be linked up in the cards, and then I do always link out everything that I am wearing in my description box. So if you're curious about anything, you can find it in there. And of course, if you're new here, I hope that you will subscribe. I post about 4 to 5 videos a week, and I like to describe myself as a chatty channel. I focus a lot on beauty. I do a little bit of lifestyle and a little bit of Las Vegas because that is where I live. And I'm also a self-published author of 8 and a book blogger, so that's why I do include some book reviews from time to time. But I can't remember if I said if I had 11 products or if I didn't say that at all, but I actually have 12. I have 12, let me pull over my post-it notes here. I have 12 products to get through, and so I actually have, I think it's 8 books. So again, we're gonna try to make this speedy. Speed is not my forte when it comes to videos because I just love filming, but we're gonna try. So like I said, I have a few different Sephora hauls that I need to follow up from, and at the bottom, I just could not make this work. This is from Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. I like to do a lot of vlogs in Las Vegas when I go shopping. I have taken my viewers to the Grand Canal shops, to the Miracle Mile shops on the Strip. I've taken viewers out to the smaller Sephoras in the district. I typically like to wait until there's like really exciting releases coming out, and then I'm like, let's go, let's get in the car, let's drive to Sephora and see what makeup we can find. And so when Makeup by Mario was releasing these products, I was like, shop with me vlog is going up ASAP. I did purchase both the Perfector and the Enhancer. You will also be seeing that in this video, but I wanted to separate them because I have very different thoughts on the two different products. So this was the Skin Perfector, and this is supposed to be a 3-in-1 product. It's supposed to be a setting powder, a highlight, and a bronzer. Why? Just give me a powder. Like I just, this to me, the setting powder is the smallest little trio up in here, the smallest little third, I think is what I'm supposed to be saying. The math ain't mathin' ever on this channel. And then the highlight is pretty large. It's pretty large for the highlight. And then you do have a bronzer, which was also kind of strange to me because he launched it at the time with the Skin Enhancer, which is a cream bronzer. That's what it is. So I'm like, why do I need another bronzer in here? And that's me saying that, and I love bronzers. There's multiple bronzers that I'm reviewing in this video. This to me, when I first watched it, and I have a first impression video here on YouTube, the videos that I was seeing was take your brush and swirl it all together. And I was like, okay. And to me, I looked like the Tin Man when I put this on. And I was like, this is too much highlight. Like I just highlighted my full face. We're back to doing the full face of highlight challenge. This is not okay. So then the next time I was trying very lightly to just tap the top trio and then the bronzer and just like in the highlight. Like not too much though, just like real fast, okay? And I was like, oh, all right. I'm not gonna wanna use this product this way. I'm someone who, I like makeup that is quick and easy to use and user-friendly, all of those things. I don't like to take a lot of time blending. I don't want to be like drawing lines and circles all over my face and then take like, I don't want to do that. So for this to have to take a brush and like so carefully try to eke out the product so I don't end up looking like the Tin Man, I'm like, this is just not, it's just not it for me. About the shade medium, I don't know, like I feel like I'm trying to get the concept of it. If this was supposed to be like a skin perfector powder, like just give us that, just give us a powder. A powder would have been better. I don't know why we had to put highlight in it. Even if it was the powder and the bronzer, like I could even see that working out, but the highlight just kind of threw everything off for me, and because it's in the middle, it's just so impossible not to pick up. So I keep trying it. I want to love it. I just don't. That was really the only miss for me that I've been trying out from these recent purchases, which is great. So then I kind of was looking at all my products and I was like, I don't know, how am I going to rank these? But I did my best. This is what I came up with. So at number 11, I put in from Natasha Denona, this is the Hy Gen Skin Glass. This is a priming serum. This is a nice product. I believe that was like $46, so it's higher in price. And the reason why I ranked it lower is because I was like, did I really need this? Is this actually adding any sort of value to my collection? To be honest with you, I'm not a huge primer person. It's not, I don't use eye primer. Face primer, I'm kind of like so on. Like maybe if I'm doing something that I know I'm gonna have my makeup on for a long time, or maybe I'm like going to a nicer event or something, then I typically will. But a lot of times I'm just putting sunscreen on and then I'm going about my day. Like I'm not doing sunscreen and then a primer and then foundation. Again, it just feels like it's too much for me. I don't often buy products like this, and again, I was at the store and it was there and I felt like I just kind of got sucked into it. I like the Natasha Denona brand. I had just talked about this in a Will I Buy It video where I was doing my new makeup releases, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Now, is it a bad product? No, and I think it does what it says that it's going to do. If you are looking for a very glowy primer, I think that this is going to be a great option for you. For me, I'm just putting it on the bottom because there's so many other things that I like more and I see myself using more. I just gravitate to more, like I gravitate towards the category of makeup more. A primer to me is just kind of like so-so, and I'm like, why did I spend so much money on this? But I've used it, I don't know if you can see on camera, but like I've used it quite a bit. Again, it's a good product. It's just not something that I am necessarily losing my mind over, but I'm gonna keep using it. It makes me nice and glowy. At number 10, I have from Colourpop, and this is a bronzer. I have 3 different bronzers that I'm gonna be ranking in this video. And again, like I said, from here, I like everything, so I was like trying really hard to be particular. And I will say from the 3 bronzers that I am going to be reviewing in here, this is the one that I wasn't reaching for, right? So like I'm trying new product. I kind of like, I don't know if I wanna say subconsciously, I don't think that's the word I'm going for, but it's like I'm getting ready to sit down to film, I'm pulling makeup out, I'm just getting ready to do my makeup, maybe not filming, and I'm reaching for products and I'm like, oh yes, this one, oh I want to try that one, oh yes, I need to try that one more time so I can review it. And there's some products where I just kind of keep pushing off and I keep pushing off and I'm not going back to, and this one was one of them. This is a nice bronzer though. Large, like the actual packaging is really large. I mean, the bronzer is big too, but like the packaging is a little bit extreme. The shade that I'm using is in Summerland Beach, but there are multiple shades on the Colourpop website. It's gonna be a little bit more affordable, but I love bronzers. I love testing out bronzers, and this one to me isn't gonna make it into my favorite category, but it was decent. It was fine. At number 9, I did purchase a couple products from Dominique Cosmetics. I was most curious about the, what is this called? This is the concealer. It doesn't say. It's like the Wake Up Concealer or something like that, I believe is the name of it. And I got the shade Frappuccino. So I was curious about this mostly because of the applicator. So it comes with this kind of cooling style wand, and I thought that was really interesting. Again, good product. I'm kind of just, a lot of these products are just kind of falling in the middle for me. I don't dislike this one. It is one of those concealers though that I've noticed myself not really reaching for it. It kind of keeps going back and back and back in my little box that I have of new makeup that I'm trying right now. And I kind of keep passing over it, and I keep going back to some of my favorites like the LYS concealer, the Lancome, products like that. And I'm like, no, get the Dominique Cosmetics out and use it again. Now I like the applicator for that cooling effect. I think that it's nice. I've heard Chris and Dominique describe it is it's not supposed to pick up a lot of product to help with like product waste, which is great, but I do find myself having to go back in quite a few times because I don't sleep the best. So sometimes I need a nice concealer for the under eyes, and I just feel like I need a little bit more. but it blends out nicely. It's not the most full coverage, and again, that's kind of what I look for. I like light coverage complexion products. Like I have a skin tint on today, a light coverage foundation, a CC cream, and then I like a full coverage concealer to cover any acne scars that I have, to help with my under eyes and that sort of thing. So this one I just wish had a little bit more coverage. And then at number 8, I also have from Dominique Cosmetics. This is the cream blush. This is really nice. This is where I'm going to start to get into the products that I really did enjoy, but this was a nice one. What I was really impressed with this blush is how smooth and natural it is. If you are new to cream blushes and you find them a little bit intimidating, this would be a good option for you. I got the shade Natural Rose, and that's a great way to describe it. Like, once again, it's so natural. I like to apply the cream blush with a damp sponge, and it's just really easy to pick up and tap on. It blends out so smoothly, and again, it just gives you a nice flush to the cheeks. I've never gone overboard, like, you know, a little overboard with the orange blush today, but like, it is what it is. It's gonna wash off at the end of the night. This one, very easy to use. I was really impressed with this. We're gonna keep on the cream bronzer and blush, and we're gonna move over to Charlotte Tilbury. So I placed an order at the Charlotte Tilbury website as well. So I got one of the cream blushes. This is for lips and cheeks, I believe. Yeah, the Lip and Cheek Glow. And this one is in Color of Dreams. It looks like so. I really like this shade because it's very neutral as well, which I do like for blushes. This reminds me, honestly, kind of a lot of the Dominique Cosmetics, except I would say the Charlotte Tilbury has a little bit more oomph, where the Dominique, I feel like I have to build it up a little bit more than the Charlotte Tilbury, but the Charlotte, once again, is very natural, very smooth, very buildable, and it just looks like you have a little bit more flush to your cheeks. These two blushes I have been using quite a bit, and I think that they are both very beautiful. But then moving over to number 6 from Charlotte Tilbury, this is why I was making a purchase from the website, and this is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. This is a $55 bronzer. I paid full price for it. I sure did. It is a big old bronzer. I do also, I purchased the other one from Charlotte Tilbury, the powder bronzer. I will say I have the shade medium in both. I don't feel like the medium was the same across the board. This one was just a little bit deeper, but it was really beautiful. Once again, it's just easy to use. I feel like with so many of the Charlotte cheek products, they just have this ease of use to them, which, how I described my makeup preferences earlier, that's what I like. That's what I enjoy. I don't want makeup to be hard or confusing. I love talking about makeup, and I started my career on social media as a blogger, writing blog posts about these makeup reviews. I love to talk about makeup and test it out, but I'm not a makeup artist. Makeup doesn't come super naturally to me. So I sometimes, like, I just don't want products that are hard to use, and the Charlotte Tilbury has a lot of very easy products. So they have a higher price tag for sure, but I like so many of them because they're so simple to use, and that's what I think about this bronzer. I will say, like, I'm kind of ranking it in the middle here because it's not, I don't think it's going to become my most used cream bronzer. I actually still really like the Charlotte Tilbury contour wands a lot. And then the Rare Beauty, I mean, that one is just my favorite cream bronzer at the moment, those bronzer sticks. But this is a really nice one, and I'll definitely keep wearing it. At number 5, I have from Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Once again, I got the shade medium, and like I said earlier, it's a cream bronzer. I think there was, I know there was a lot of confusion when these products were launching. I remember the Will I Buy It that I filmed, they had become available while it was either while I was filming the Will I Buy It or I had just sat down, because I was reading it for the first time on camera, and I remember feeling so silly because I was like, I don't know what this is. And like I said, makeup doesn't come the most naturally to me, so I was like, am I supposed to know what this is? And thankfully I was reading the comments and other people were confused as well, and I was like, thank goodness it's not just me. I feel so silly right now. But when I got this and I tried it, it's a cream bronzer. Okay, that's what it is. It's like a bronzer balm. Kind of texture reminds me a little bit maybe of like the Danessa Myricks contour balm. It's kind of what I think there. It's beautiful though. It's super easy to use. This, out of the 2 products that I bought, this was definitely the standout to me. I wear this one quite a bit. I mean, I guess I've already said this like 1,000 times, but like, I love makeup that's just easy to use, and it's quick and it's fast and it blends out well and it looks natural, and you just kind of look like your skin but better. Got a little bronze action going on. That's cool. This was a good one. This made sense to me. The other one, I I couldn't get into. At number 4, I'm a little bit surprised I liked this product so much, but this is from Colourpop, and this is one of their So Glassy lips. Now I have the shade La Jolla here. I've also tried Solana. That's a really beautiful one as well, but I wasn't so sure about these because the Colourpop lip products have not really impressed me in the past, and I have to say that's really changing for me. I've been wearing the glowing lips so much. So you can see just a very nude shade here in La Jolla, but it's super beautiful. I've been pairing this with a lot of different lip liners. It's not too sticky. It doesn't like goop up weird on my lips or anything like that. I've been really enjoying these actually. So again, the So Glassy lips from Colourpop, I think they're very comfortable. They're easy to reapply. And again, they're gonna be more affordable and they have a wide variety of shades to choose from. At number 3, I am definitely super surprised that I enjoyed this product. Once again, I kind of bought it on a whim when I was at Sephora and I was doing some vlogging, and I had just talked about it in a Will I Buy It video, and I was like, but should I do it? And I did it. I'm so happy to say that I enjoy this one a lot. This is from Ilia Beauty. This is their See Beyond Triple Serum SPF 40. This has vitamin C and niacinamide, and I got the shade Tone 2. So you just shake it up and you press it down. It's very liquidy, and it is more of a tinted SPF. Now, I have tried the skin tint from Ilia Beauty, and I did not like it. It was like one of the worst products I put on my face. So why I decided to buy this one, I don't know. Again, if I didn't say the price tag, $64, and I bought it full price, but I was like, I'm gonna try it out. I do live in the desert. I wear sunscreen all of the time. I am constantly reapplying. I'm constantly trying to protect my skin, especially my face and my neck. So I love testing out sunscreens, and especially if they offer something that gives not necessarily coverage, but it just evens out my skin tone a little bit, and it's just very much my skin but better, then I'm all about it. That's what this one does. It's very comfortable. I had just tried this before I went on my New York trip with Angelica Nyquist, and I was like, I'm gonna throw it in my travel makeup bag. I'm gonna pack a backup just in case I don't like it. I ended up wearing this the entire time. I should have a video that's already up on my channel on summer staples. And I talk kind of about my no makeup routine, and I do mention the Ilia SPF because I've been wearing this so much. I'm running out for errands, boom. I'm running to the pool with friends, boom. We're running out to sit on a patio to have dinner once the sun finally goes down and the restaurant has misters, boom. I'm wearing the Ilia. I am wearing this one so much. It feels good on my skin. It makes my skin just look better, but without being too much. It doesn't feel heavy. I'm really impressed, and I did not see that one coming. At number 2, I'm really excited. I have a product from NYX. Love that we're going from a more higher price tag to more affordable, and then we're gonna go flip it back to for a more higher price tag for number 1. But this is from NYX, and this is This Is Milky Gloss. So I ran to Ulta Beauty one day. I think I was just doing like a day in my life vlog, maybe is what it was. And I was like, I wanna go check out Ulta Beauty, and I was trying to find this NYX lipstick, or I'm sorry, this NYX lip gloss. I will say I did purchase a lip liner with that set also, and I wasn't even thinking. I let a friend borrow it the other night, and was really just gonna tell her to keep it. And I just totally spaced to ask for it back because I knew I was gonna have to review it at some point. So I don't have the lip liner to show in this video, but I do have, I know I have a video on Instagram doing a demo with them, but the lip liner is actually in the shade Gold Crusher, and it is way too light for me. I might have even done it in a YouTube video as well. I put it on, and it's just way too light for me. So I was actually gonna grab a darker shade, which is why I just gave it to my friend anyways, because I was like, I'm not gonna wear this one, it's too light. The lip liner was really nice though. I felt like it applied smoothly. I just need a darker shade to try out. I really, really like this gloss. The shade I ended up getting is in Milk and Honey. And honestly, like when I go back to Ulta Beauty, I might pick up another gloss because these are just beautiful. So you can see it's a very sheer clear gloss, but that is what I like. Paired over, a nude lip liner or a darker brown lip liner, it's so beautiful, and it just makes the lips look juicy. Again, it's not sticky, it's not goopy on my lips. It's just like, it just makes sure. I love glosses that make the lips look milky. And so when I saw that, because that's how I've described other lip glosses in the past, and so when I see a gloss described like that, or this has it in the name, I'm like, I have to get it because I think I'm gonna like it, and I really, really did. So this is a great one. I would highly recommend it from NYX. All right, before we get to number 1, I think I had started doing this before the top 5, and I completely spaced because I'm almost out of room on my memory card because I've been filming so much for my upcoming vacation, so I feel very rushed right now. But I do some sort of other spotlight in this video. A lot of times I am touching on my own brand. I do own By Samantha March BySamanthaMarch.com, and I have a variety of products that are available over there. I have a lot of goal planning products. I have a healthy habits planner. I have a goal tracker. I have the deck of healthy habits. I have different notepads. I do have new hats that I've just launched recently. The Unbothered hats are available in 8 different colors over there. But I did want to mention one thing because I do have a product that is going to be discounted for the year. So I have the digital download pack, which came out in January, and this features 3 different downloadable files where you can download and print them out at home and then be able to fill them out. There's the blank healthy habits calendar. This is something that I've been doing and sharing online consistently since 2020. So the blank healthy habits calendar is included in there. Also a word of the month, and I have changed it recently to include different prompts for the word of the month. And then it does also include a printable version of the goal tracker. So many people liked it so much, I ended up coming out with that as its own notepad. But maybe if you're international or don't want to pay for the shipping, this does include an option to be able to print this out at home. And each month I include some sort of extra, like printables on meal planning and grocery shopping and tracking what you eat. One month I included a reading tracker. I love reading, so just different things like that I have included. But since we are halfway through the year, I did want to discount them, since going forward we won't get the same amount of products as other people. So I just thought it would be fair to discount the price to that. So it is now $20 and it's available on BySamanthaMarch.com. It's just a one-time purchase, so it's just the $20, and then every single month you will get an email from me with that digital download pack in there. And then I did also want to say that for the month of July, for anyone who has purchased that, I am going to be doing a live chat, and it's going to be all on goal setting. I'll be sending out some worksheets so we all have the same thing as we're going through it together, and just setting our goals for the rest of 2022 and giving some ideas, and hopefully all of us who are on the live chat giving each other some inspiration and motivation to keep on our goals for the rest of the year. I did do a video last month filling out my goal tracker for June, and I'm going to be doing one for July of filling out my planner, because like I said, I have a 90-day healthy habits planner, and I want to share how I fill out some of those pages where you look at your goals at a glance and that sort of thing. So I will be doing that for YouTube coming very soon. But all the products can be found at BySamanthaMarch.com. I offer international shipping, and I do have free US shipping on orders over $50 or more. All right, but jumping into the top product, it's from Dior. It is from Dior. This is the Backstage Rosy Glow Blush, and I got the shade pink. I was so shocked when I walked into Sephora and this was available, because these blushes are always sold out. There's this one, and there's more of a coral one. Pink was the only option that they had, and I was like, I do not even care. I am buying this ASAP. I will say, when I look at this blush, I think it's gonna be too much. It looks almost kind of neon. I feel like maybe it looks like it could pull a little bit ashy on me, but once I put it on, it's beautiful. I've worn it in several videos. Like I said, I always link my makeup in the description box. You see this one quite often because this blush does not move. Once again, I mentioned it in my summer staples because this is something that I can wear and I can go out in the Las Vegas heat and I can sweat, and at the end of the night I am having to actively make sure that I'm getting the blush off. I take my blush up to my temple, up to my hairline. At the end of the night, I'll take my makeup off with a cleanser, and then I'll look closer and I'll be like, oh wait, I still have blush right around, I need to make sure that I'm cleansing there. Because typically blush is the first thing that fades on me, not this one. This is not going anywhere, and I love that. And it's also just easy to apply. Like I said, the shade looked intimidating to me, but it's really not. I just keep reaching for this over and over and over again. This is definitely coming in my San Diego makeup bag because it's not gonna move. That is my top product. Dior does it again. Not that they care, they're not watching this video, but Dior does it again. I just have a lot of products that really impress me. They definitely have a higher price point, but the ones that I absolutely love, I love them. I keep repurchasing them myself. I buy all my Dior products myself. And I think that they're great. So definitely would recommend that. But like I said, I have a lot of books to share about. Since I didn't do this video last month, I have books from May and June. So I'm actually just going to briefly touch on them just to get through this video a little bit quicker. But I am planning to do a best books that I've read so far in 2022 video. So that one will be coming very soon. I'm gonna do some wrap up videos in June. I have the worst makeup that I tried, and I also have ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes that I tried so far in 2022. Those are both up up on my channel. I will have a best of still coming, but that's why I got a little bit off track with my makeup monthly. So we're just gonna run through these 8 books as quickly as we can. I will have them all linked down below. As I said, I'm also a book blogger and author. My 9th novel will be coming out soon, and I do post book reviews multiple times a week over on chicletplus.com, and I review a variety of genres. So if you're ever looking for book inspiration, you can check the blog. First up, I have The Wedding Veil, and this is by Kristy, Woodson, Harvey. She is one of my favorite authors. I love her books. I do not miss a release from Kristy, and she is so talented. One of my favorite genres to read is where we go back and forth between past and present. That's what we get with this one, and I also love books centered around weddings. Doesn't matter that I'm now a divorcee, I still love books about weddings. So when I was reading about The Wedding Veil, I was like, obviously Kristy, please send this to me. This one was really fascinating to me because it also centers on, in the past, we go back to 1914 and Edith Vanderbilt and the Vanderbilt family. The whole novel is kind of centered around the wedding veil, obviously, and how it goes from the Vanderbilt family to the Baxter family in present day. I loved the grandmother character. My, what was it, my 3rd book? My 4th book? My 4th book, Up To I Do, is centered around a socialite getting married, and the grandmother has a really big role in that book, and I loved it. I loved that part of the story. It was so well written. I highly recommend Kristy, Woodson, Harvey, but if you love women's fiction, family fiction, The Wedding Veil is a good one to check out. The next one I have is At Least You Have Your Health, and this is by Maddie Sinha. I'm also a really big fan of this author, and this is more of a medical fiction drama. This one is very fascinating to me for a lot of different reasons. A reason why I love reading so much is I love learning, of gaining new information and knowledge, and this is definitely one of those books that, even though it wasn't maybe the most forefront of topic, there's still an underlying issue of racism, sexism, and even when it comes down to healthcare. There was plenty of moments in this book that really made me stop and think, but we follow Dr. Maya, and she begins to work at what is called a concierge wellness center. And this was really fascinating to me. And I'll say, not quite everything did I agree with in the book. I'll say I could still see very valid points while I was reading. And there's a really big emphasis on women especially, and the lengths that we might go to in the name of health, but perhaps it's not health, perhaps it's a little bit more vanity. Again, it's just one of those that is very thought-provoking. I really like Maddie Sinha novels as well, and I recommend her because they're just like, one of the words that I just want to say when I read this is they're so smartly written, they're so professional. And once again, they're just really gonna make you think. And again, you might not agree with everything. I didn't agree with absolutely everything in the book, but I still gave it 5 stars because it really challenged me, and it made me want to talk to other people about the circumstances and situations that these characters were going through. Next up, I have By Any Other Name, and this is by Lauren Kate. So I also love reading books about people who love books. So the main character that we follow is a book editor. Annie gets the opportunity at her job at a publishing company to work with Noah Calloway. And this Noah Calloway is a hugely famous romance writer, and their books really impacted Lainey and her own relationship and the same kind of standards that she holds in her relationship. But the kind of issue here is that no one has met Noah Calloway, and come to find out when Lainey realizes who it actually is, everything is kind of put into a turmoil for her. I don't want to give too much away. You'll probably be able to pick it up pretty soon on in the book. Timely topics in here that I did enjoy being discussed. Cancel culture is brought up in here, and just kind of personal moral and ethics when it comes to right versus wrong. And I really enjoyed it. It's kind of one of those more slow burn romances, if you will. I'm not a huge romantic comedy fan, but this one I felt was really well done. Next up, I have The No Show, and this is by Beth O'Leary. This is a novel that I kind of want to cry just remembering reading it. Okay, I might actually cry. This is one where I thought I had this novel all figured out, and we kind of quickly realized we're following Joseph Carter, and we're following his multiple women that he is juggling. And you're like, ew, like, I'm like, what is with this guy? I just couldn't figure out for a while. I was like, where is this book going? What is the author trying to tell us with this one? I don't know what more I really want to say in my review, because I do not want to spoil anything, because it was one of those where you had so many moments where you're just like, I was crying during it. I was so shocked. I remember reading it at my kitchen counter and just tears rolling down my face, and I was like, this is not where I thought this was going. I thought this was going to be maybe more of a romantic comedy, or we were gonna end up laughing at this guy's misfortune at the end, like something terrible is gonna happen to him, but not in like a terrible way, but like something funny terrible. And it's just completely different. It's so well written. It really keeps you on your toes. It really makes you think. It was so beautiful. I don't want to say too much more because I would hate to spoil it for anybody, but this one, if you don't mind shedding a few tears while you read, I would highly recommend the no-show. Then we have The Treehouse on Dog River Road by Catherine Drake. I just feel like there's so many novels just crushing it recently, talking about, like I mentioned earlier, timely topics, delving into uncomfortable situations, and really challenging readers, making you think, making you open your eyes and your mind and get a different perspective. And I really enjoyed that. And the Treehouse on Dog River Road has that without being like, I don't feel like I'm getting schooled or shamed the entire time. You still have a really beautiful story, but it's still touching on other topics. And this one actually has to do more with the environment and how we are treating the world. And I thought that was really fascinating. We are following Hannah Spencer, and she is going to be watching her niece and nephew for a summer while her sister and brother-in-law are working in another country. And she's really in a spot where she doesn't know what to do. She left her really crummy job. She doesn't know where she wants to live. She doesn't know what she wants to do next. And she just knows that she wants to do something for the good. She wants to do something for the better. And that is something that really resonated with me. And when she was really struggling, there were certain points where I really got it. I really could understand what she was going through. And then even though it seemed like the rom-com part was almost like too easy, like she meets the neighbor and they instantly hit it off, and I'm kind of like, this is weird. They're not really like going through anything. She's struggling because she doesn't feel truly happy with herself. And it really was a lesson of, you can't love someone until you love you, until you have certain pieces into place, what you want to do with your career and your life and where you want to live. You need to figure you out first and be settled and happy before you can start to give to another person. And this was a really beautiful story of showing that, and I related to it so much. Thought there were some really great points made. There's also a super cute dog that's like a focal point of this story, so that's always a plus for me. The Mad Girls of New York by Maya Rodell. This one's a must read, and this is going to take you down a lot of different rabbit holes, because as I started reading this, I started Googling Nellie Bly, going down and learning all kinds of things, and fascinating. It's another one. It's going to open your mind. It's going to make you think. It's going to make you do some research into the past. It's 1887, and you really see how women were treated in the workplace. Nellie Bly ends up going undercover at what's called Blackwell's. It's the Blackwell's Island Insane Asylum for Women. She does this because she wants so valiantly to be a reporter and to be respected by her male colleagues. So she poses as a patient to go to an insane asylum where they are treated horribly, deplorable conditions. And it's just so sad reading this and then going online and seeing that this is all based on a true story. This is based on a true place. This is based on true treatments of how women were treated, and not only the women once they got to the insane asylum, but why they were even sent there. Because their husbands wanted them to, because their wife found out that they have a mistress, so they said, oh nope, my wife's just insane, and she goes to live her life in an insane asylum. That's how women were treated in the past, and it feels real uncomfortable reading a book like that these days. And it puts a lot into perspective of how much women had to overcome and how many women before us have fought for our rights and fought for our dignities. And it's just, it is one that will unsettle you. There was a line that I shared in there about how women were just property of their husbands. Like, that's what he didn't want her around anymore. He sent her to an insane asylum. It hurt my stomach to read certain parts of this book but I really learned a lot. I learned a lot about female journalism and reporting. This is just one of the best books that I've read. Highly recommend The Mad Girls of New York. Next up we have Chef's Kiss by TJ Alexander. Once again, it just has so much depth to it. It almost is kind of like a romantic comedy, but it has so much more to that, and I thought it was fun. Another thing that I love about books is books about food. I don't know what it is. We follow Simone. She's a pastry chef and she works for a cookbook publisher, which I thought was fantastic. And there's a lot of turmoil happening in her job. She also has to work with her new employee, Ray. Simone is bisexual, Ray is non-binary, and there is a lot of talk, once again, sexism, racism, ageism. The list goes on and on of what topics this book touches on, but again, in a way that I feel like the author is just wanting people to expand their mind and think about what other people are going through. There was some scenes in this book that had me curling my fist, that I was so upset that we talk to other humans this way. I just thought it was so, once again, fabulously written. You have more of this rom-com style setting. You have the cancel culture in there, which I also thought was really interesting. You have, I mean, issues like legalities and how companies can kind of tiptoe around the fact that they can blatantly discriminate in the workplace. I mean, it'll get you fired up. It once again will make you think. I was so impressed with it. I thought it was a great one. That one is Chef's Kiss. The last book that I have to touch on, I actually just wrote this book review today. This is Take My Hand, and this is by Dolan Perkins Valdez. This is one that might be a little bit hard for me to talk about as well, because I just was so frustrated reading this one. I was so frustrated that I have not learned of the situations that have happened in this book, that this is not what we were taught in school. It just makes me so frustrated, but I'm so grateful to authors like several that I've mentioned in this video that make me go online and do my own research. We focus on Dr. Sybil Townsend, and we meet her when she is a nurse, and this is in post-segregation Alabama, and Sybil is a black nurse, works with giving her patients birth control, and you learn about the time where a lot of federally funded clinics, especially in the South, were sterilizing young girls, usually black, poor, or disadvantaged girls, against their will, against even their own knowledge of what was going on. When I started to look more into this story, and also the other topic that's brought up in this book, which is the men, I just couldn't believe I've never heard of anything like this. And it just, again, it makes me grateful that I love reading. It makes me grateful that I have a platform where I can now share about these books, and if one of you downloads it and you read something and you learn something and you can pass it on, that's phenomenal. But man, it just really, I had such a hard time writing that book review because I just wanted to lash out at my computer and think, how did people treat others this way? How did we do stuff like this for so long? And what's frustrating in the book is that there's some people that think that they are doing the right thing. And that to me was a really interesting part of the story of personal responsibility, personal ethics, morals, ethics in healthcare. And Sybil really struggles with those because for a while she thinks that she is doing the right thing. And then when she realizes more and she gains more knowledge and she sees what she is doing to these young girls, that's when everything changes for her. And it's such a good novel. I wish it wasn't based on true events, but I also think it's important that more of us understand. And I hope that you will read this book. It is called Take My Hand. Like I said, I will have everything linked down below. I know I said the book reviews were going to be speed reviews, but like I've loved all these books so much, and I feel like there's just so many good ones and so many things that I'm learning recently from the books that I'm reading, and I absolutely love that. And so I tend to talk a lot when I'm really passionate about something. I just hope maybe you'll be able to read some of them, or you can pass along a book recommendation if someone asks you for one, because there were some powerful ones in here. I kind of thought about skipping over them since I am doing a book video, but there's just too many in here that I really want to get in front of some people. Everything that I've talked about will be linked down below. I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video. I know it's probably a longer one, But I had a lot to say, and thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot. I hope that you enjoyed this video though. I hope you'll leave me some comments down below of what you've tried or maybe what you are planning to read. Again, if you do have the digital download pack, I will be doing that live in July, so stay tuned to your emails because I'll have some printouts coming. I hope that you have a wonderful July, and as always, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video.